Coming up next, as outrage grows over an apparent hazing incident at Vista High School, there's a call for peace and calm tonight by the superintendent.
If your power goes out and you have to throw away all your food, can you get reimbursed from SDG&E? The answer coming up.
CBS 8 is part of this weekend's largest coastal cleanup on the planet.
A sailor is set for a court-martial trial accused of starting the fire that gutted the USS Bonhomme Richard. Why the Navy's failures made the fire worse, and the sailor's claims of innocence.
And Birch Aquarium at Scripps is celebrating its 30th Birch birthday.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
The superintendent of Vista Unified School District is calling for calm right now after 2 nights of threatening protests. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Demonstrators are calling for justice after a video shared on social media appeared to show Vista High School football players bullying and assaulting a younger student.
CBS 8's David Gottfredson has the message from the superintendent.
5 sheriff's vehicles showed up on Friday afternoon just before school got out at Vista High School. The deputies were there to try and prevent a repeat of what happened on Wednesday and Thursday nights. This video shows protesters harassing football players in the parking lot after Wednesday's practice, even though there's no evidence these particular players did anything wrong. Demonstrators have protested at both the high school and the Vista Unified School District after the release of this video 2 weeks ago on social media. It shows football players ganging up on a younger student in the Vista High School locker room. One of the students was holding a wooden broom or mop handle, leading people to think the boy was sexually assaulted. Both the Sheriff's Department and the school district investigated. Superintendent Matt Doyle put out a video statement on Friday.
It is very clear from the disturbing video that a student was physically and emotionally assaulted. Investigations conducted by our district and a separate review by law enforcement concluded the conduct was not sexual assault. I want to assure you these investigations included speaking with the victim and his family.
I wanted to interview the superintendent and ask some follow-up questions, but the school district declined. Tonight, Dr. Doyle is calling for calm, saying he too seeks justice for the student involved.
People who care for a cause have every right to demonstrate, to make their voices heard, to rally for attention to matters that they care about, but they do not have the right to be physically or verbally threatening. The demonstration turned threatening, and this is unacceptable. Please, we are asking every member of the school community to remember not to jump to conclusions and to vilify the entire football team. Let's act with integrity and honor the brave student who spoke up.
Thank you, David Gottfredson. The football team was supposed to play tonight, but those games have been forfeited, and the head football coach has been put on leave pending the outcome of the investigation.
The National Latino Peace Officers Association held its annual conference here in San Diego this week, highlighting 50 years of service to communities all across the country. Today, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas addressed the gathering, and as CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes discovered, they're looking for a few good men and women.
From New York to California, Latino peace officers gathered today in San Diego to celebrate their service to their communities while supporting equity, diversity, and inclusion.
To build this trust, the workforce must reflect the communities. In the words of this organization's mission statement, to bridge the gap between the Latino community and the police.
Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas says they're gaining steam to make sure more Latinos have a seat at the table when it comes to keeping our communities safe.
The representation of Latinos in law enforcement has steadily grown from 5% in the late 1980s to nearly 17% today.
As of June 2021, 26% of SDPD officers were Latino. Kenneth Chavez, president of the NLPOA, says their goal is to bridge the gap between officers and the community, as well as officers and their superiors with professional development.
24 hours of classes of different calibers, different subjects, from active shooter to how to get promoted to how to run organizations.
And Mayorkas says it starts with accountability.
We can recognize the tremendous work that our law enforcement agencies and individual officers and agents do every single day, while acknowledging the moments when we fall short. That is how we honor those who live up to the standards.
If you see people like and similar to yourself, then you will want to go for those careers. You will want to strive for those positions, whether they be chief positions, captain positions, or patrol officer positions.
Nina Medina, Western Vice President of the NLPOA, says representation matters, hoping to draw more Latinos to law enforcement.
We train you, we'll foster you, we'll give you classes, we'll mentor you, we'll get you ready. Take the test. Come on a ride along. Come in and listen to the 911 calls. See if this is something that is up your alley.
Kirsten Holmes, CBS 8.
Thanks, Kirsten. We have an update tonight on a post office in Encanto that is now looking a lot more pristine. Earlier this month, people living in the community reached out to CBS 8 about the unsightly conditions at their post office, like trash and leaves piling up and graffiti on the walls. Some said they'd actually stopped using the Earl B. Gilliam post office because of it. Now, we've been working for you to get answers, and tonight we're happy to report it is now getting cleaned up. Community leaders say immediately after we aired our original story, officials deployed crews to rake up the dead leaves, cut the grass, and pick up trash.
We were just so excited that the fact that our Congressman Juan Vargas and CBS 8 heard the voices of Encanto residents.
And remember, here at CBS 8, we are working for you. If there's an issue you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
Organizers say it's the world's largest coastal cleanup, and it's happening tomorrow. If you want to help, there are a lot of places you can pitch in to keep trash off the beach and out of the ocean.
CBS 8 is joining I Love a Clean San Diego for the 38th annual International Coastal Cleanup. Volunteers across the world will do their part to pick up trash. As CBS 8's Abby Alford tells us, no effort is too small to make a big difference.
Take my Sunday strolls down the shore. I'd carry a bag with me to pick up any type of trash that I'd see in the kelp or in the sand. It's these little efforts that can make a big impact on our coast.
Basking in the sun, playing fetch with your pup, or just a walk on the beach. These are just a few of the simple pleasures we love about our San Diego coast. But with those pleasures comes responsibility.
It's nice to take care of, Mother Earth, and you want to come out here and you want to have a nice experience.
The beach and our ocean needs some TLC.
We are facing an absolute crisis in terms of ocean plastic pollution. Nearly 11 million metric tons of plastic flow into our ocean each year.
Dr. Anya Brandon is the U.S. Plastics Policy Analyst at Ocean Conservancy, a nonprofit that's organizing the largest coastal cleanup in the world on Saturday.
We need to keep targeted beach cleanups happening on a massive scale.
CBS 8 has been a leader in keeping our communities clean and will be there tomorrow. Saturday's International Coastal Cleanup is in its 38th year, attracting volunteers across the globe, from Southern California to Hong Kong and the Philippines. Since it started, local organizers say more than 273,000 volunteers in San Diego County alone collected 5.5 million pounds of litter and debris.
Also such a good sense of community to bring people together to clean up beaches.
California is at the forefront of cutting down on plastic waste. In June, Governor Newsom signed SB 54, which aims to reduce 23 million tons of plastic in the state over the next decade.
To put that in context, that's roughly the equivalent of 26 times the weight of the Golden Gate Bridge.
No matter how big or small of a pickup, these efforts can help us continue to enjoy the simple pleasures of our coast.
Or whenever I surf, I have a little thing in my wetsuit. If I see a little plastic, I try to gather it up and tuck it in there and then dispose of it when I get out of the water.
And that piece of styrofoam that I found on the beach, I didn't just take a picture of it. I picked it up and we'll throw it in the trash. You too can do your part.
Thanks, Abby. And CBS 8 is pitching in for the 38th annual Coastal Cleanup Day tomorrow. From 9 a.m. until noon, thousands of San Diegans will hit the beaches, trails, and streets to pick up litter. To find a cleanup site near you, go to cbs8.com/community. A lot of our CBS 8 team members will be out there working for you. We hope to see you out there as well.
It's such